method, because you're not supposed to believe in scientists. You're supposed to believe in science. And the fact of the matter is, you can find any scientist that will justify whatever it is that you're saying. But the idea is to look at science as a whole and deduce a logical conclusion from what the science tells you. And what the science doesn't tell you is the answer. And it never was supposed to tell you the answer. You're supposed to be taking this information, accumulating in your brain, and then making an argument based on the accumulated evidence and how it's interpreted. No one is going to give you, no one's going to gift you the answer you're looking for, especially in our profession. Because, I mean, man, our profession, you know, there's research for, you know, going back however many years with regards to soft tissue management, but really, our profession research hasn't exploded in the ways that we're discussing. It's only been the last 40 years, maybe 50 years. I mean, the idea of mechanotransduction, the idea of cell-to-cell signaling, the understanding as to what force does in cells. And I think that it's very easy to go to PubMed and type in, you know, soft tissue for this injury, enter, and not see an answer and not see an article and go, oh, there's no evidence. But that's, again, complete misunderstanding as to how evidence is used, as well as a misunderstanding as to how easy or difficult evidence is to accumulate in a profession like ours, where you said the patient actually matters too. So a lot of the times in the paucity of randomized controlled trials for the exact thing you're looking for, you have to generate an argument based on basic science, based on first principles. And if you base your argument based on first principles, it's actually, in my opinion, very difficult to argue against the idea that soft tissue therapy would be a beneficial addition to the process of managing a client. And I said addition because under never in our history did we ever say that rubbing someone passively is ever enough. Nor did we ever say that rubbing someone in a single session will lead to lasting change. If anything, we've said the exact opposite. I've said year in and year out, give me research that demonstrates that you can put one input into tissue and that leads to a lasting result. And you can't find that evidence because it doesn't exist. So the first thing to blow out of the water is if anybody is confused into thinking that we think that when someone comes in and they're in pain, that we can somehow rub away the knots or break up the fascia or remove the adhesions, that is not the pile of shit that we were laying on. And we never were.
Never said. That's right. Never said that. I mean, you know, breaking up adhesions is something that we've never talked about, right? Yeah. We've always talked about the fact that, you know, we don't fix anything. We're just part of the process of changing things.
Exactly.
And trying to use tools in a very scientific manner, including manual therapy, including soft tissue work, in order to you know, help along in that process.
And we've been saying, and then, you know, people nowadays, there's this other crazy line of thinking where, yeah, well, that's right, all you have to do is work, get strong, as if getting strong fixes everything. And that's, yes, it's true. I would say the strongest signal in the ongoing health and maintenance of someone's tissues is going to be force inputs by way of exercise. But the idea that the exercise can just randomly be exercise can only be concluded if you don't understand how cells understand their environment. It's very specific, as we're going to get into. It's not like these things are just haphazardly, you know, laying down tissue in whatever manner. It's a very specific process, whatever you want to say, that I think it deserves looking into. I mean, it deserves this amount of attention to be given to it.